Hello, my name is Egon Chalakian. Today I have an urgent message for all of humanity that pertains to the fate of our civilization. I elected to bring this message to your esteemed attention following my recent participation in a joint Nobel Prize Committee National Academies of Science meeting in Washington, D.C., whereat we discussed the issues of misinformation and disinformation. This sparked a point in my life where I realized there is so much misleading information on the subject of climate change that inspired me to deliver the following message to you people.
They mine the oceans. They control volcanoes. They control earthquakes. We are now witnessing the greatest transition in the history of the human race. Transition from type 0 to type 1. The generation now alive is privileged to see the birth pangs of the birth of a new civilization.
And Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez has once again accused the United States of playing God. But this time it's Haiti's disastrous earthquake that he thinks the U.S. was behind. Spanish newspaper ABC quotes Chavez as saying that the U.S. Navy launched a weapon capable of inducing a powerful earthquake off the shore of Haiti. He adds that this time it was only a drill, and the final target is destroying and taking over Iran. The existence of a tectonic weapon has never been proved, but its use is often suspected.
Last year, I confronted Heizo Takenaka, the former Japanese finance minister, over why he handed over control of the Japanese financial system to a group of American and European oligarchs. He and his envoy told me that it was because Japan had been threatened by an earthquake machine. I did not believe it at the time. However, when I started exposing some of their doings, I was told by the Japanese security police that because of what I had said on places like Rense.com, that Niigata City was going to be hit by an earthquake. 2 days later, Japan's largest nuclear reactor was the exact epicenter of 2 earthquakes, both 6.8 in magnitude. Japan just had a very, very friendly summit meeting with China where the emperor met the Chinese leader 3 times.
There is a possibility a part of Japan will sink. It will not be an accident. It will be created by the world government.
Tonight, breaking news, Japan's tsunami disaster. A huge quake triggers chaos as people flee swaying buildings and city fires.
Too much of a coincidence for me. So I started doing research and found out about HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. And I realized that they really did know how to make earthquakes. And they do it by shooting a 1 billion-watt microwave into the ionosphere, which is a part of the atmosphere that has a lot of energy in it. That pushes the ionosphere up into outer space, and then it rebounds. And the way it rebounds can cause earthquakes. Just like an opera singer can break a glass by singing at a certain level, or by dragging your fingernails on a blackboard, you feel a weird sensation. If they adjust the vibration for the rock underneath their target site, they can do that.
Originally approached me in 1984 to find a use for the natural gas on the North Slope of Alaska, which they could not sell. To give you a feel for how much gas they asked me to find an application for, it was enough gas to produce all the electricity in the United States for a full year. I originated some ideas for military applications and beneficial civilian applications. Applications discussed in the patents included destroying missiles. Communications control and disruption were included. There were some other ideas both to possibly modify weather and finally to lift a portion of the upper atmosphere further out into space. I chose what's called a phased array antenna for the patents because it can be aimed. Picture holding your microwave oven in your hands with the door open. Then you can move it around and send those microwaves different directions. And for these applications where I wanted precise control of where the power was, I felt that was the best type of antenna to use. And that is the kind that HAARP has built.
HAARP can paint designs in the sky, if you will. You know, it can take the beam and move it in any pattern that you...
Marrakech, dans la nuit du vendredi 8 au samedi 9, Brocoli TV. Regardez dans le ciel. Expliquez-moi en commentaire, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
I will never stop saying this. This message is so important. I will die on this hill. If you share or repost any content on my page, please let it be this one, especially to your friends, your family, your community. We are bombarded with so many different storylines, so many different things that people say will be the end of the world, the next coming apocalypse, or what will end humanity for good. And if it's not the mainstream sharing their doomsday predictions, it's someone on your For You page, on Instagram, on TikTok, or it's in these movies and TV shows that are pushed out to the public to seep into our subconscious. It can be easy to feel powerless or overwhelmed when we start to see all of this popping up and not know what to do. But one of the most powerful things that you as an individual can do is just say no. No, I do not want that in my reality. So I humbly ask you, next time you're faced with one of these predictions, whether it be the zombie apocalypse, an alien invasion, a asteroid hitting the earth, or any other event like this, just say no, I don't want that in my reality. I think we have figured out by now that one of the main tactics that they have used to try to dominate and control the collective reality is by putting it in our faces so that it seeps into our subconscious so that we unknowingly manifest that reality for them. They not only do this to try to bypass any karmic repercussions, but they intentionally do this to try to get us to manifest this reality because they have no creational potential. They have no manifestation capabilities. They have to either steal those capabilities from us or get us to unknowingly consent to these realities because we are constantly consuming this content and we are just saying, oh, well, if that happens, what can I do? Instead of standing up and saying no. You hold so much more power and creational authority than you realize. If everyone did this, our reality would look so different. They have tried so hard to make you feel small, powerless, like you don't matter, and that you can't affect any change at all, so why bother? The reason they try so hard to try to control the masses, to try to control the content that goes out in the mainstream, is because they are scared to death. Only someone who is in fear needs control. When you are in your true knowingness and pure potential and peace, love, and harmony, you don't need to control anything around you. So I ask you, yes, you, with all of that creational authority and power that you possess, please focus it towards a brighter and better future for the world. Instead of feeding your energy into all of these negative narratives, instead of feeding your energy into consuming all of this mindless content, I am here to remind you of